Okay, everyone, let's build young Simba the Lion King. It's time to build the next Simba. You built the little baby one a bit ago, and that was so sweet. I really liked him, so I'm really excited to build this one. Although I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more involved. I'm supposed to put 5 of these on. Let me see. That would make 6 total. If I can do my math correctly. 1, 2, 3. It's taken me entirely too long to get to this one, though. Kind of needed a good chunk of time. I was trying to finish up some other videos that I had footage for, and this one just got a little bit left behind, so very excited to build it. I feel like I've been building a lot of characters, large kind of animals, or I guess they would be mostly animals. It's kind of a new idea. I guess I don't remember years ago building up so many different large scale characters, but I think it's awesome. Meg has gotten so good at it. Which doesn't surprise any of us. They're good at everything they do, aren't they? Nope. The thing is, I keep finding more and more books that are opening up this way versus, you know, the shorter and then the longer style. Which is kind of nice. It makes it a little bit more compact when you're sitting there holding it. That one's tight. What am I looking for? This is going to get tall really quickly. The thing is, I really think that we need a Pumbaa and a Timon. A Zazu would be really good in brick form, don't you think? That goes in there. Not sure what we're building here. But we're going to put it right in here. It must be some sort of nice structural support, I think. Oh no, I keep wanting to bump that off. I'll be glad when that gets attached down. Look at all these colors. This yellow right here, I'm not sure if it's, I'm sure that the lighting is not going to help. It's not a normal yellow. It's kind of, I almost wonder if they call it an orange of some sort. I love it so much. I think it's very beautiful. See this one right here? Now that's the regular bright yellow, and then this one has, I think it's flamish orange yellow. No, I'm probably really wrong about that, but it really is a beautiful color, and from what I can remember, the little cub was made out of that color. I'll do some research and put it up in the video for you, because I know there's a specific color that it is, and I need to figure out exactly what they're calling it. Some big old windows in him. It's just a perfect color for a lion. We're going to put 4 of these around. Well, they'll go in. I hope you guys are having a really good week so far. I can't believe my week's almost done. I hadn't had no right to go that quickly. I've been scribbling so much to get things done, and it just kind of flew by on me. It has 15 bags included in this set. Oops, that's a tight little squeeze in there. I don't know how quickly it will go. It didn't look like they were huge. Sorry, I was trying to fit that in right. It didn't look like there was a huge number of pieces in each one, but there is, goodness, I think close to 1,500 pieces in this set, so it is going to be a decent sized Simba, I believe. I've spun this around. I'm going to spin him back and have the yellow versus the red facing this way so that I don't mess anything up. From what I can tell, he's always in his sitting position versus standing up on all four legs. They are just building up a lot of height very, very quickly, aren't they? Put this one over here. Red goes with red, or yellow goes with yellow. And then let's put some lime green round little plates in here. That makes sense. I had a window hiding underneath of a panel here. The big old panels are going in. Okay. There we go. Wow. Okay, we are all ready for bag 2. There's a lot more little pieces in this bag. It may take a bit more of a minute to go together. Let's see here. I need 2 of these. You don't see this piece in orange very much. One on each side there. I've been enjoying every minute of the Tour de France that is on during this time in filming. Everything will be a bit delayed because by the time I film it and then get it put up on the channel, time has usually passed a little bit between those two things, but I have been really enjoying it. I hope you've taken a chance to kind of watch some of it too. They are getting ready to start some big mountain climbs, which are my favorite. I love mountains so much. These little things. I heard somebody say recently that the mountains made them claustrophobic, which is something I hadn't ever heard before. They were used to a much flatter environment, and that was interesting to me. I just assumed everybody loved the mountains. How in the world could you not love the mountains? And so that was new. It was a new thought that somebody might actually prefer flat ground versus the mountains. So it was actually interesting. It's always good to learn a new perspective on things. I suppose if I was being very honest, I wouldn't like flat land. I would probably be just as prejudiced towards the mountains. Really push that down. That's got a lot of connection points. Look at how tall he's getting. Goodness. Oh, you know what? I love working with these. They're kind of newer, I guess, or at least newer for me working with them. I'm sure they've probably been around, but it says we're going to do that to 2 of them. But they're just interesting. They're really hard to get out, so you make sure you're getting them in the right spot. Speaking of which, let's see if we can get them in the right spot. It looks like it's going even with this end right here. And then it pushes in like that. Oh no! It's okay. So you see these white pieces we put in there? Line that up and make sure it goes through the white too. There we go. We'll do that on this side, making sure that it's going to overhang on the back side with the red. If I'm seeing it right. And make sure that white one is lined up. There we go. Oh, let's see. We got the blue window here. We've got to face this way correctly. Just got to make sure we did that right. I know if we get it turned around, we're gonna be hurting later on. So. I'm working on that attention to detail thing I'm supposed to be working on. Instead of just flying right through it, making all kinds of mistakes. So I'm going to put that little red arched piece, and then up here they've got those going on like that. I feel like we're just building up, 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 up. There's no stopping it. I don't think that our store had him on display. Built. If they did, I think I missed him. So I really have no idea what he kind of can visualize him being built. I'm not good at looking at the picture and really getting a feel for the sizing of it. I usually have to have kind of a reference of some sort. It looks like that this goes here, and then these pieces are going to come right, yeah, in the front there. It goes behind it, which is kind of tricky because it's not quite as stable, because only one side of it's attached there. That should still be exposed. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, we're going to take this into that, pop that in, put that up there. And then we're going to need to snap in that little partial ball. And they're actually having us, wow, I've never done anything like this. And push it down on top of each other to make that, which is really weird because it's not like it can move now. Okay, we'll follow orders. Put that in there, and then this goes on top of it. This part's going actually really fast, I feel. There'll probably be something, and all of a sudden slows us way down. And we've turned it to where the red is coming up, and it tells us to turn it a bit here. working from a slightly different angle. Oh no. That piece didn't want to stay on there. Did it? There we go. I cannot wait to see what the next set is that they release for Disney. And how long it'll take them to release one. I'm trying to remember if there's any particular one that they're releasing. Yes, I put both parts in. In August, I know there's Marvel sets, which are technically owned by Disney, I believe now, but I'm talking about the old classic Disneys like The Lion King. Let's see where this goes in here. I would love for them to do something from the Robin Hood, with all the animals, or really would love for them to do the Aristocats or the Rescuers. I just love those characters so much. We are not going to forget these cheese slopes that are going to go in here that we always try to forget. Okay, I think we have everything on that done. So now we're going to set that to the side for a second. And we're going to build up, oops, not that piece, this piece. Something else here. When I was little and very annoying, I used to terrorize my older sister by telling her that she reminded me of Medusa from the first Rescuers movie, the movie with the little mice. Oh, horrible thing to say. But she would just get so upset about it. It was just kind of funny. I know, I'm sorry. I was really kind of a bratty little sister. Now, where have you gone? Or what have I done? Let me double check something. I'm not seeing another one of, oh, that's what I did. Oops. I used 2 of the yellows in here, and I was supposed to put a red one. Like, why do I have an extra red, and I put the wrong color in. It's funny how siblings are like that. They're so willing to be obnoxious to each other. I don't know why. I really tried when I was raising my kids to kind of prevent that. But you know what? They like to annoy each other anyways. This goes on top of that middle section, and just for the record, my sister was nothing like Medusa at all. I also used to tell her that her ballet teacher looked just like her, which was another thing that offended her, which was another awful thing. Thank goodness you grow up and start having manners. Or at least we hope we do. I wonder what in the world we're building here. It's like, I'm wondering if it's a part of his neck. piece doesn't want to fit down in there at all. And then 2 more. I have quite a few extra pieces here, but they look like they would be pieces that would be extra. So I'm going to say we're safe there. And then this goes down. Ooh, on top of that. Oh, it does turn. It turns pretty well. Okay, moving on to bag 3. I have a little feeling that we're going to be building maybe a belly. Some sort of paneling on the outside, which looks like that's kind of how this is going to go. We've built up the big structure and then we'll probably panel them all around. Let's see here, this goes in the middle here, I believe. I'm just going to do this while I'm putting them on because sometimes it's easier to actually line up those little 1 plates if they have something to kind of butt up against and they don't get quite as wonky when they go on. There we go. So you have that lovely yellow-orange piece. Some of these aside, they're kind of in the way. And then we have this kind of sand color. Well, I'm looking for the longer versions. Here we go. They have the 3 steps up. But there's also the ones that just have the kind of the 1 step up. And so it's... Where's the final one? He's got to be in here. There he is. He was hiding. Be interesting to see how thick he gets with all his paneling going around the outside of him. Never could figure out, like, I liked Simba. I liked him a lot more once he got with Timon and Pumbaa. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, it's on this side. And it needs to go down 1. It needs to come all the way down to the bottom here so you cover up that red in there. I'm just going to push it in. I thought the very young, or in the version when he was so cocky before his father passed away, which we need a character development, so that makes sense now, doesn't it? I'm trying to figure out exactly where this goes here. I'm thinking that it goes right on there, so it's covering this brown one and then all the way up through the orange. There's something about that's kind of making me concerned it's just a little bit off, but I don't think so. Really start doing some plating out here on the side of him. Hold up, I'm a little bit confused. Oh, okay, we're gonna be putting it over the top of this. Building up a little bit of height right on top of these other plates. This goes on top of the white. This is enough to confuse us, isn't it? They're paneling him very quickly. A little one down here. But we need to do that again. Right here. So probably leg connection points and then probably an arm connection up there, I'm guessing. Now, where did they have us put, oops. Okay, on step 57, I actually forgot to put this little guy in right here. Because we're going to need him to put in these. And they go like that. Oops. The only part about that that's really bothering me is, yep, I was like, that doesn't work. You have to have a single wide one of those. And then you put this rounded corner piece in. Now we're still working on this side. They're going to put some pins in. Now this is going to be fun. Let's see. Put in the blue one first. Start pushing it down. Come on, little black one. You can do it. Nope. Yep. There we go. Too many pins. Let's see here. Now we're going to flip it. And they're going to put I think they go up there. Yeah. I'm going to actually put this one on after, because I was holding it and I didn't want to put it down. I was lazy. I'm actually really excited about his tail. I don't know, that's funny, but they did a really good job. Push that down well. With designing his tail, they did a good job with designing the little baby ones too. I didn't think that I was going to enjoy the baby one as much as I did. They did such a fabulous job on him. And at the beginning of this book, it actually gives some really great info. And the same designer actually designed both of them, which is really, really sweet. Oops. Well, this is interesting. We're just going to stack this up on. Something feels off. I think it's going to go there. Okay, there we go. I was putting it in the middle like that. And that did not work. So put it to where the edge is on this, because then you see you have a perfect connection point. I had no clue that those pieces did that. That is really cool. I'm going to do this again. Wow. That is extremely impressive. Look at that. Wow. Okay. And then this is going to go on here. His body looks fabulous. Really nice, really nice. Now we're going to turn it around and we're going to build up this other side probably just like we did the last one. But we're probably going to do it in reverse order or mirrored image type of thing. I forgot this piece. Silly me. Don't be hasty. Oh, and don't forget this one that we tried to forget last time. There were 4 pieces needed, not just 3 there. I don't know if the arms and legs are like have a lot of movement to them or if they're just kind of stationary. So they might be a little bit easier to kind of build up and put together. Because this part is going together really fast, so I don't know if it's going to get a little bit more complicated and tedious or if it'll be a little bit technical later on, because there hasn't been a lot of Technic pieces or anything like that. A few pins here or there, but nothing we can't handle, right? Now, the curved part needs to go down here. I'm going to get that little black pin to cooperate again. He behaved very well. There we go. Something is really wrong. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to have to pull this thing out. It's going to take forever. Give me a second. I put him in like this, but I had it facing this way when I put it in, but I needed to flip it up and over and put it in like that way. I know it doesn't look that different, but it makes an absolutely huge difference. Because this little part with the T in it, he needs to be up back here. And now it looks correct. Okay, bag 4. Bag number 4 is just this cute little bag. And it looks like from the picture we are going to be making one of the legs. So we're going to see how complicated they make them, starting right here. But I doubt that we're going to only be using this bag to make it. Compared to the size of his body, I'm sure we're going to be using at least 2 bags. It's kind of funny that they made just this little bitty bag 4. That onto there. I really enjoy seeing some of these colors that I love being used in different pieces that I don't normally see them used in. If I could just be not picking up the right sets and that they've been being used in those colors, but I kind of wonder if maybe they're branching out, living in their branching out the, how do I say this? Adding more colors to the piece selections. They use this little piece of punch in the Lion's Night Castle to kind of attach the different sections together, which I thought was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Because you can take these little hand clasps and put them in there, and then it's just like another form of a hinge. Of course that, oh no, we can still do it because of the rounded piece there. Looky here. Because we have a hinge here and we have a hinge piece here, we can make an angle that then fits in perfectly with the 90 degrees here. Ooh, nice. Very nice. That's beautiful. Wow, this is getting really very impressive design here. Somebody knew what they were doing. You know what's interesting? This piece was sitting on top of this and almost connected. And I was like, oh, you don't see that much, but you know how when you open up a puzzle and then there's still, there's some pieces that are actually together? What do? Do you freak out and rip them apart so you're not cheating any? Or do you say, bonus, I don't have to find, oh, I'm supposed to put that in the middle. Something's already done for me. I rip them apart. I would completely feel like I cheated if I didn't find every piece and put it in. But you don't find that much. Obviously, the puzzle is all together and then, you know, printed and then cut out. So it would be natural and then crumbled. So it would make sense that there would still be pieces that could potentially be together if maybe the cut wasn't completely clean in all places. But it's still, let's see if this goes on top of this. You still would kind of wonder with all the jostling and everything that the bag does that maybe some pieces would actually kind of get smushed together, but you don't really ever find that. Well, bag 4 is done. We'll grab bag 5. We are just cruising through these bags. Kind of nice to get a set that just kind of feels easy to do. Oh, look at this. They've put these, I've used these in the Mario sets and the Animal Crossing ones, but I haven't come across them really in much other places. So that's fun to come across them here. Let's see, they want us to flip it over, but it looks like these 2 pieces are supposed to be showing here. I think we're building the foot, the little toes. Put it this way. I absolutely love animals' feet and toes. Human toes and feet, I think, are kind of weird looking. But animals, oh, I love them. They're so sweet. I haven't come across an animal that I didn't like their little feet or their toes. My daughter's rats, when she had them, they were very, very, very special members of our family. They are very, very precious pets. And their little hands, oh my goodness. They are so precious. Look at his little toes we're making here. And one of my daughter's rats was passing away from old age. That final day was very, very, very tough. His name was Big Mac. He was precious. And he was moving very slowly, and we were just loving on him and being there for him. And he would come out of his cage and he would hold my hand. He would come up and he would literally hold my finger with his little paw. About more than you can take. Look at that. Isn't that precious? I just love those. I really don't like spiders. I'm really terrified of spiders, but have you ever seen a tarantula's little toes? And, well, I guess they don't really have toes, but they're little feet. And if you've ever seen a pink-toed tarantula, yes, there is that. There is such a thing. My daughter thinks that they're just wonderful. I told her she cannot have one in my house. Take it to college with you. I can't, sorry, I can't be here. I think they're adorable looking, but they literally have pink on the bottoms of their feet. It's crazy. Let's see, we're gonna put this in. Now, how does this go? This goes there. Okay. It's a nice way to seal up that side. Okay, I think we're working on the front here. I got a little bit confused on where in the world we were working. These are hanging off. It is that one. For some reason I was like, no, it can't be that one, but it is. But get these angles right here. They need to come where their slopes are facing outwards like that. It's not taking long to seal him up, is it? A lot of nice pleating going on. Looks like we'll probably finish him up. I'm going to flip him over here with 2 bags, I'm thinking. I want to make sure it's not supposed to go all the way down, but I don't think it is. And then this one goes here. And there's 4 parts here, so let's not forget any of them. That goes there. And that one kind of has an additional part here because, oh, okay, wait. I thought that was supposed to go in the middle, but it's not. Put it up on the end because then when we put it in here, it'll kind of seal that out. It goes over here. I was trying to put it on top of that little sand colored piece and that was not accurate. Not at all. Got a lot of parts in his middle, doesn't he, here of his leg? I can't figure out if this is going to be the outside or the inside of his leg. Let me see. I want to put this little piece down here first because okay, I think that this is going to be the outside. Yeah, because that's going to be the inside. That's going to be the connection point there. Look at that. It needs to be pushed down in there more. So this is probably where we're going to make it all beautiful. Let's make sure we get it right here. This is an angled piece that's going in there. I definitely find that when I'm doing these kind of builds, it takes a lot more of my focus to make sure that I'm getting everything on right versus if you're just doing a building, it just seems a lot easier to just kind of crank through it. Whereas these make me think a little bit more as I'm going along. Wow, that looks really good, doesn't it? We've used up all the pieces, so yay, we get to attach it on. It looks like they've got the body positioned kind of at this angle. And then the foot here so that you can tell. It's kind of hard to tell. Your pins are going to go right into there like that. My goodness, look at that. Oh, he kind of sits forward. His belly sits forward. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. He's leaning, though. We might have to lay him down a little bit until we get his other leg in there. All right, bag 6. This is a little one like bag 4, so I'm going to guess we're going to have a little and a big. I'm going to make the same thing, just in reverse order. Not reverse order. Mirrored image. Probably be the way to say that there. Let's see. Here's the piece I'm looking for. And then this one goes on top of that. Yeah. Now I'm getting really excited to build up his front paws because these back paws look really fabulous, but they have not been super crazy complicated by any means. Oops. He's been a lovely little build so far. I don't know if you've watched The Lion King 1.5, but that one was so well done. I think, well, it wouldn't be more of a favorite than the original Lion King because you can't really top it, but versus any of the other ones that they've made, spin-offs, it definitely is, I think, the best one. It is such a good job on it. I love, I thought it was a snail eating contest, but I think maybe it was a snail eating contest. I couldn't remember what it was the other day. I was like, was it snails? Slugs? Now I'm going to have to go back and watch it and look, but they had a contest over who could eat the most. I think it was snails. Such a funny part of the movie. Okay, now we're going to put it in here again. Teddy Joe wanted to say hi to you all. Probably more likely she wanted to bark at something that she shouldn't be barking at, but that would be like her too. Now this goes on top of this. I got through that really quickly. Really been having to work with her. She's a schnauzer, and I've had a really hard time. Oh wait, this was supposed to go on here first. Getting both schnauzers to actually respond to know when to bark and when to not bark, and listen to commands. It's like fighting against their natural instinct has been a challenge for me, and I cannot say that I am the best at training them. But I do feel like I'm actually finally getting somewhere with her. She's a little bit more responsive and obedient, and that has been good. Wow, that thing flew together. All right, back 7. Teddy is absolutely horrible, though, about running her fence line outside. She darts out that door like, well, she's going places. Turn it this way. Runs her fence line, and as she sees a dog on the other side in their yard, these poor dogs on the other side of the yard, they just ignore her. They're just like, wow, you stuck up little thing. But it cracks me up so much. I should go out there and yell at her and fuss at her. And I do. But first I laugh. Because she gets out there. She sees another dog. She plants her little body. She's a very solid schnauzer. She's pretty buff up in her upper chest. She gets this little stance and she just kind of pops her chest out. And it's really funny. And then she throws one of her back legs back, just one of them. She just kind of kicks it back. It's so funny. It's absolutely hilarious. She's like claiming her spot or something. I don't know what her problem is. But it is absolutely hilarious to sit there and watch this dog make a scene of herself. Built up another little foot. Just one foot. It's always just one foot that she kicks back. So is it a challenge or is it just claiming your position? Kind of funny to get in their minds. Figure out what in the world they're thinking. This goes down here. We're remembering this pretty well, aren't we? I really anticipated that this would be a much harder set to build. So I'm actually really surprised at how well it's going. I don't know why I thought it was going to be harder. I think I was a little bit nervous about it being really difficult, and it's not, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying myself building it. And it's not that I don't love a challenging set, not at all. I guess I just figured it was going to be much more difficult and maybe not quite as enjoyable, but it is just going together really well and a lot of fun, isn't it? I can't imagine designing it. It's exquisitely designed. It might be enjoyable to build, but I can't imagine how challenging it would have been to actually design it. So the designer did an amazing job. Oh, there we did it again though. Make sure that's at the end. Well, come on, you can snap on there. He doesn't want to snap into this little one by one. There we go. And it goes there. Oh, this one went together even faster than the first one because we knew what we were doing. Didn't it? Let's see here, we need this little piece. And then one more of those. That had two. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I make is that I actually will see something that I need that piece and then I'll just kind of put one in and not pay attention to the fact that there was supposed to be two of them. I don't necessarily read the number how many pieces. I just see the piece and I just throw it in. I think I got all of them in on that one. I think I did. Wow. So impressed with how well this is going in. Is this one down? No, he's at the same height as that. Should I do that on the other one? I don't know why I think I didn't. A little bit confused on something here. I have two of these extra. What did I do and where were they supposed to go? Oh, they were supposed to go up here, but probably a long time ago. And I missed those. That's okay. Right there. And then I'm going to put his other little leg on and get it lined up in there correctly. I love how he's sitting. I love how animals sit. Wow, look at that. He's so cute with his belly. Oh, he's awesome. All right, we are about halfway through or right around there. It looks like we're going to start on the front, one of the front legs. Pretty excited to see how these are going to come together. I'm wondering if they might be a little more complicated maybe than the back leg, but I might be surprised, and they look just about the same, or put together just about the same, I guess I should say. This is kind of interesting. I haven't quite seen that kind of door before, window before. I have a feeling that we're going to be doing 2 bags with these two because they were kind of small. Making sure that that's the right color we're using. It looks a little bit different than on the book, but I'm pretty sure it's that color. Oops. Kind of tried to fly right out of my hand there, didn't it? Definitely putting, turn it around there. Turn a little bit more complicated right there. It's like, wait a minute, what am I doing here trying to keep up with it? Have any of you guys been going on any summer vacations? We've decided to stick close to home this summer. Kind of regretting that just a little bit. I think I should have planned a trip somewhere. Maybe off to the beach or a little mountain getaway. We had such a busy spring with the 2 kids graduating and so many family coming in and stuff that I think we were just tired and ready to kind of just stay home. But I think this is, okay, I'm a little bit confused. Let me see here. That one is making sense that it's going on that way. But this is kind of overhanging, and I'm... Okay, I think that's how it goes. No. Maybe so. This is really confusing me a little bit with the way that they have it. Well, first of all, that's the wrong piece. It should be this piece. Oops. Now I've made a mess of it. Okay, wait a minute. This goes back on here. And then it's this one. I put the wrong angled piece in there. Now that makes a bit more sense now, doesn't it? Okay. I just had to pause everything for a moment because Wally decided to get the zoomies. And I'm actually filming late, so it's very much past his bedtime, but I guess he decided that it was playtime since I wasn't going straight to bed. And oh my goodness, he just was doing laps. It was pretty funny, actually. He's a pretty silly boy. Here we go. I was like, I need another one of these sloped pieces, and surely it's in here. He loves to play so much, and it makes me sad because the Soushers aren't as playful as they used to be because they're a little bit older. And so he doesn't get to have a playmate as much as I would have liked for him to. That's really cool. Look at that. So we have this here now. He actually plays with the cats more than he plays with the dogs, which is kind of funny. I haven't quite figured that out, but the cats are more accommodating to playing with him. The older dogs are a little bit more stuck up. And frankly, they're just a little bit lazy. They could use a little bit of running around, but they prefer to just sleep. I want to make sure that no, I need the other angle. Yeah. So that they're opposite angles. The funny thing is I want to make sure. Yeah, that's correct because it doesn't connect over here and I would think that it should, but it doesn't. But it looks like I'm doing it correct, so I'm going to assume that that's how they want it to be. Sometimes I get a little bit concerned that I'm not seeing it just the same way that they're seeing it, but it's turning out, I think, the same way that they're wanting to here. This bag went very quickly. Very quickly. But we don't have a complete arm yet, so we'll be adding more to this, I'm sure. The leg doesn't move, it's completely stationary, and I'm wondering if the arms might be the same. So we're going to turn this upside down, it looks like, and put it in. Now just 1 minute. A little bit too hasty there. That goes on top of that, and then it goes. So this part right here is going to be the connection point to be able to put it in there. And I believe it's just going to go kind of straight in the middle. Well, if I can get it to line up. There you go. So it connects like that. And then this piece goes here. Okay. And we'll open up bag 9. There's quite a few pieces in this bag. So there could be a lot going on this little arm. I don't remember ever having seen those pieces in white before in any of the sets that I've done. Oops, I think that was supposed to go up one. Yeah. And then these go into here. How much do you want to bet we're making a little paw? Because that's the same piece that we used to make the paw before. These colors, this kind of orange yellow, and then this, what is this called? Sand yellow or brick yellow or something? They complement each other really, really well. I've been trying to figure out if I'm going to finally get the courage up to actually paint my kitchen cabinets. One of the things I'm scared of is picking the wrong color, and the other thing I'm scared of is just the workload to do it. It sounds rather terrifying. I just don't quite have the energy like I used to have anymore, and so it's a little bit of a scary thought. But I think I would love to have it done because when... Now, where are you? You have to be in here somewhere. Please. I have a piece of the paw hiding here. And it is really hiding very well. Oh, no, there you are. When we put in the flooring recently, well, it's been a couple of years now. I'm ashamed to say I'm that far behind. I picked red slate to put in the kitchen, but we had dark brown cabinets that were in, and they looked nice with the flooring that they had originally put into the house. But when I changed it, it was always with the plan that we were going to have to change the cabinets, and didn't particularly love the look of the dark brown cabinets. I wanted to lighten it up a little bit, so I thought, oh well, I'll just paint them. And that's been a couple years, and I haven't quite gotten around to it yet, and I'm just gonna have to get a wiggle on and get it done, because I think what bugs me even more than anything else is just not thinking about a job that you're not accomplishing. That drives me completely nuts. It just sits there and it kind of eats at your mind, and it's just like you have so much more peace if you would actually just get the job done, but kind of dawdling on it. So thinking maybe it's a good fall project there, because if it's too hot in the house, the paint will seize up so quickly, it seems like. So it'd be really nice if it was a little bit cooler, but not cold outside or anything. So I may just have to take a break from all my other responsibilities and just take a week and get that done. But I sure am scared. Might be one of those jobs that might be worth just... I love to do jobs myself. I love to put the time and invest in my home in that way, but it might be at a point where hiring somebody else to do it might be the way to go in this instance. Part of the problem is I like to make everything in my home feel like it's been there for a minute, you know. I like to make it feel where it feels a little aged and has a story to tell. So I'll do a lot of my painting. I'll kind of distress my work or layer the paint on it so that it looks like it's been around. Now this is really interesting because we're just creating this kind of hole in here. And I did everything right, so must be the way it's supposed to go. And I'm not sure that you could quite convey exactly. I mean, you probably could if you got the right. Oh, I need to put a little square plate down there before you put that on. If you got the right person that could kind of see your vision, then you'd probably be able to convey exactly what you wanted, and then they would be able to do it. But I have had some experiences to where it did not end quite as well as I was hoping, you know. Sometimes people want to take their own kind of take on it and not yours. It's looking really nice, isn't it? We're just kind of paneling the outside of whatever it is that we started there. Oh, that's a really bright yellow, isn't it? Oh. Put another little plate underneath there before we put this on. Okay, that goes up there on the top of both of those. Gonna use up, looks like, all the rest of the pieces here. This goes on this side. We have one little spot left there that we're going to put this cheese wedge in. Okay, the book goes this way, and this goes this way, and we've got the ball and joint sockets in there, which is really interesting because it actually just got set at an angle. It's not straight on. This is actually at an angle from the other piece, which is really, really very interesting. I did not see that coming. Wow. That is very impressive. And then these are going to go at the same angle this is, so we're not building anything up kind of straight on. I'm gonna have to, there we go, wiggle it in. Oh my goodness. I am so impressed right now. The angle work in this and how they're doing it is phenomenal. It's exquisite and exceptional. That is so beautiful. Okay, back 10, and we'll start the next arm. There are so many things I want to do around the house. Kind of fix it up and make it my own in ways. And I would love to paint a bunch of trees in the bathroom. We have a ceiling in the bathroom that's like, I don't know, 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall. I don't know why you would need that tall of a ceiling in a bathroom, but we have it. Very tall, and I would love to kind of paint the bathroom in a really pretty green, and then just paint, towering trees kind of everywhere. We did put a cherry tree in my daughter's room. She also has very tall ceilings. They wanted to build a lofty feeling to this house, and so everywhere has very high ceilings in it. And so she put on one of her walls that's got a kind of a peaked top to it. She wanted to paint a cherry tree. So when we painted her room, when we first moved into the house, we painted on a cherry tree. She drew the whole, she's a much better artist at freehand drawing than I am, so she drew the whole thing on. And then I went and I painted it. She wanted it to look a little bit more simplistic though, so we painted the branches to all be really beautiful, but then it was just starting to bloom, so there wasn't a whole lot of flowers, and there wasn't any leaves, so it's kind of a very simplistic version. So it actually looks really good because it doesn't look overpowering in any way. And I think that's what's actually held me back from painting the trees in the bathroom, because I can't quite visualize how they would look, because I wouldn't want it to be too much. But I wouldn't want them to be leafless either. Maybe one of these days inspiration will hit me and I'll figure out what it's supposed to look like, and then I'll put some trees in there. I get worried too, because it's like if you do too much of that, then can make it a little bit more difficult to sell the house. But if you ever needed to, but Matt's always so wonderful. He said, you make your home the way you want to make your home. People can paint again if they don't like it. Isn't he sweet? Let's see here, put this here. Building him just like we did the other one. It just feels like it's a little bit in reverse or mirrored, which that's probably exactly what it is. I think it goes there. really kind of pay attention here to where they're putting these things, because it's really easy to just get them slightly off, isn't it? And then you're kind of stuck to tear everything out again. The arm wasn't actually, I thought it might be a little bit more complicated. I feel like it maybe was a little bit more than the lower leg, but it wasn't bad at all. Still just really enjoying everything they've done to make this such a beautiful design. I'm so excited to put him next to his smaller self. That one came with the little bugs and it was so sweet. I thought that was fun that they added those in. Kind of makes you wonder, did he continue to eat bugs even when he was grown and went back to his homeland? That goes there. Then it was upside down, right? Okay, it goes that way. I was spinning it the wrong way. You kind of have to kind of nudge it in there a little bit. These top pieces kind of almost want to... Now, why do I have this piece left? That's very concerning. I'm going to have to figure out where that one goes. All right, he goes up here on top. And then I do know that this one goes down here like that. But I'm kind of curious about this pin. But maybe they just gave us an extra one. Okay, and now we're moving on to bag 11. Okay, these pieces here are definitely not for the arm, so I'm wondering if we get to build up the tail. This is a piece I've never seen before. That's very interesting. All right. Let's see about putting together the rest of this arm. And then maybe we get to check out that tail. I'm really excited about the tail. You know, as a child, I was always very, very upset that we didn't, as humans, we didn't get to have tails. And that the animals got them and we didn't. They're useful, though, for balance and whatnot. Both of the kinds of dogs that we have docked tails, which I think in principle it is cruel and would prefer that they probably not do that. But here it's still, I guess, standard practice, so when you get them from the breeders, I guess you could find a breeder that doesn't do it, but that's a little bit harder to find. So, it goes up here. I don't know why I thought I was supposed to be putting it in the back. But anyways, they just have these stubby little tails. And I love tails, and I'm like, how is it that I have 3 dogs and nobody has a good tail, a good long tail? Well, they would if people had left them alone when they were born. Although, I have to wonder if they started docking schnauzers' tails, because they're not the most becoming tail. I have to be honest there. If you've seen a schnauzer with his regular tail, it's like I maybe can see why. And there could be other reasons why they did it, actually, for their job or whatnot. I'm not sure exactly why they started that practice, but a Cocker Spaniel's tail is fine. I don't know why they dock those. I kind of feel sorry for them, losing part of their tail. Oh, wait. It's supposed to go like that. There we go. Because we need to be able to put this on the back and now what have I done? Oh, I just forgot a piece, which is going to make things complicated. We'll put that on, and then that'll go on just perfectly. But now I seem to be missing. Oops. It's right here. This was supposed to be, where's my brick separator? I was looking for this 2x2 flat and I could not find it in the right color, but that's because this one was supposed to be that kind of sand color. And silly me had put it in as the orange yellow here. So that was, goodness, a fail on my part. And I was like, well, they surely wouldn't have missed that piece. I know I did something wrong. I so rarely actually find any sort of mistake in their sets. So the first thing I always assume is I messed up. The most likely answer. And most of the time it is, although I did find recently in the Lord of the Rings Barad-dûr, I was missing a piece. And I received another piece that I didn't need, so I think it accidentally got swapped for the wrong piece in there. Right now we're going to turn it around. Oh, that's not supposed to be crooked on there. Not at all. That rarely happens. Oh, don't want to forget this little piece right here. Kind of cruising through this, aren't we? This little arm's going to go up just perfectly. Let's see if we need this one. There you are. That piece was hiding from me. I'll put that panel on. I like the pieces that they're using to kind of give the illusion of fur. Doing a really good job with that. That bright piece. Let's see. Not too many pieces left now. I think we'll even have the tail done. And then we'll just be onto the head. That's going to be so exciting to build. I just know it. That all the pieces are wanting to kind of pop off of each other. They're all of a sudden wanting to be difficult. Okay, this is going on this side over here. Oh, wait. Does it go? Yeah, okay, it goes up that high. And then that little wedge goes in there, and then we get to do this fun thing where we ankle it. I was trying to put it on like this, and I'm like, we have a problem. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense to do. Silly, silly me. Okay. And then we're going to attach it right on here to him again. Putting it up at that special angle. Seeing if we can get him. Oh, wait. Actually, I've cut it in the hole there. For some reason, I was thinking I didn't. It'd be kind of tricky to see what in the world you're doing in there, but... now I'm struggling. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Wow. He is one nice looking lion cub here. Now we're going to build up his tail. Ooh. Toss some pieces around. The dogs got all excited because Matt had been out and he just got home, and they just thought that that was exciting to have Daddy back. Okay, we're going to put this piece into here, and then this little bush, which is going to not be a bush, it's going to be the tip of our tail here, goes up. Oh my goodness. Now that is a good looking tail. That is so awesome. Okay, let's see. They have us kind of lifting him up here and putting it into that first one. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I am so impressed with this set so far. It is exquisite is the word that keeps coming to mind. It is really looking really, really nice. All right, we have 3 more bags, and we're going to make his head. We have 3 bags for the head, and so we've got a lot of building to do. Kind of surprised it's taking that many bags. And they look pretty full, so it's not like they just, did extra bags and didn't put that many in them. So it's going to be a nice sized head, I think, and I'm really, really excited to see what it looks like. I don't know about you, but I've been so impressed with the rest of him that I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with this part of him. That's a cool piece. He is one stylish lion. Kind of interesting to work some green in there. A couple different shades of green. If this is the young Simba, can you imagine what they could do if they built a Mufasa? Oh, that'd be worth having, wouldn't it? I think it's this piece. We need 2 of those because they're going to go up on top of these. My girls who are home for the summer are getting ready to go out and visit their grandparents for a little over a week, and the house is going to be very quiet. And we need 2 of those. And I can't quite figure out how I feel about it. I know I'm going to miss them. Going to be me and the pups here for a while. Well, and the cats, but you know how cats are. They don't make too big of a ruckus. Although I do have an older cat. Goodness, I think he's 16 now. And he is on medication for his thyroid. And even on the medication, he still thinks he has to eat every couple hours. And he's refusing to eat the dry food. He only eats canned food. And the vet said we kind of have to just give him what he wants with his age and stuff. And he's got to get the calories in because he's got a little bit of muscle wasting. So it seems like every single time I go in the kitchen, he has to fuss at me. So he's become a little bit of high maintenance. So we're going to make 2 of those and put those up on the end. Let's see, I need another orange piece, but oh, it's hiding behind there. Both pieces I needed were hiding behind there. So for a cat, he does take a lot more, require a lot more maintenance than most cats do. We're going to flip it around here. Which is funny because I'm used to the dogs being pretty high maintenance, but I'm not as used to cats being that way. Well, we had another senior cat. She lived to where she was, oh my goodness, I think she was 21 before she passed away. And she definitely became higher maintenance as she got older. So it's like cats are great pets to have. They're pretty laid back. You don't have to do a huge amount with them until they become elderly, and then the workload definitely increases with them. Now I'm going to flip it again. I'm really trying to improve on my observation skills. I feel like this one goes back here. Okay, there we go. Trying to improve on something and then I mess up. That is so typical. This is actually going to go back one. And then this is going to go here. The white actually goes on top of those brown pieces. Otherwise, that would have been a funny gap. And that wouldn't have done very well at all. So I know that the pets are going to keep me very busy. But otherwise, pretty much have the house to myself during the week, and I should probably get a whole lot done. It's usually when I end up getting myself into trouble, deciding, oh, I'm going to surprise, the family, and I'm going to do some huge thing, rearrange a whole area, or... But I have a feeling I'm going to have to be a little bit... Let's see, how much make sure I will put that in right. A little bit calmer this time. Very much so having to adjust to new way of thinking and doing things. Why do I feel like I missed something? I did miss something. I put that one in, but we're supposed to put another one here and another one over here. Since adjusting to having lupus definitely, oops, I did that wrong too. It definitely has changed my life very dramatically, having to really accommodate in a lot of ways that I very much so wish I didn't have to. And I can't kind of do as many crazy things as I'd take off and do, but that's okay. Learning how to slow down a bit. Hasn't necessarily been a bad thing. I'm going to make 2 of those. So probably no crazy painting a whole room while they're gone or turning the house upside down. All right, bag 13. I thought that there was only 3 more bags, but there's actually 4 more bags. 4 bags for the head. We now have 3 more bags to go. I don't know why I had counted wrong there. Kind of glanced over there and I thought I was right, but I was a bit off. I suppose it just gives me more time to build Lego sets. Sit and do something calm and do that. I definitely need to get in and work on my mock builds that I'm doing. I'm really getting far behind on those. So it would probably be a good opportunity to spend some time doing that. Well, what have I done? Oh, there wasn't supposed to be, there's only supposed to be 3 down on each side, and then this piece goes into there. Oops. I'm really struggling with motivation on the sets that I'm building, which, let's put that down for a second. And then when I kind of struggle, I don't know exactly where to go with it, then I just kind of shut down and walk away from it, and then it just sits there forever night getting done. And that is no good at all. I think I'm trying to actually work on building in like a cave that this dragon that I made goes into. The problem is that I can't figure out how to do the top of the cave. I can build up the walls, but I'm also trying to work in fairy lights into it. So that, and then I have these little crystals. Did I do that right? Yeah, okay. I didn't put that on right. Yes, I did. Kind of looks like a belly, not a head. It's probably the back of his head. And so I have the crystals and I have them working in, but it's really kind of tedious to try to figure out exactly how the walls are going to be built up. And I was just kind of starting to get an idea of that. And then I realized that I have absolutely no clue how to cover the top of it. Because it's going to build up pretty tall. And then I'm like, well, how am I going to kind of taper it in, or am I going to try to like plate it on top? And then I kind of panicked. And normally my son would always help me with kind of those technical things. But since he is, I'm supposed to turn this. This is why I'm struggling. It goes up like this, and then it goes there. Okay. But I haven't done a whole lot of really technical building since he's not been coming home for holidays as much anymore. And so I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own, and it's really scaring me. And I did ask his advice on it, and he did give me some tips, so that's going to be helpful. But I got so used to building with him and relying on that. I know I'm capable of doing it on my own, but it scares me so much that then I kind of procrastinate getting it done. I think if we're being really honest, it probably makes me miss him more to build without him. So I probably actually... This is the wrong way. That little piece has to go this way, So then that will fit on top of it like that. Funny how that works, isn't it? Yep. We need this angled piece. I'd never really thought of that before. Is that correct? Where this one has a point here and this one has a point here? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's the ear. Oh, okay. It's going to connect a whole bunch of different places in there. Wow. I did not know we were building an ear. We're going to do this, and we're going to do the mirrored side of it. Mirror this whole thing. Well, maybe it's very helpful to have kind of realized that maybe I'm somewhat procrastinating because of that reason. Now we'll turn it. My girls refuse to build with me. They say I'm really particular and too high of maintenance, and so they won't. My son and I would just get in there, and we understood each other really well, but we didn't have a problem fussing at each other and kind of duking it out on stuff and working it out. And I think my girl's just much more. I probably intimidate them a little bit more with that. They're just like, nope, you just do it your way. And that funny. That goes up there. I'm going to make sure we get this piece going. I always thought it would be fun to actually have where you had and they probably have it places. I don't know of any here in our area, but where you had adult builders get together and be able to build things together. That would be really cool. Okay, that looks really, really good. And we're going to start building more off of this now. Wouldn't that be fun to have like a whole kind of community of builders that got together and worked on projects together? Now I'm going to have to go hunt up and see. Because I know that there's like groups that meet, go over what they built and that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about actually where you're working together to actually build something. So you don't always have to build your own mock stuff alone. For that matter, it'd be fun to get together and even do what we're doing here, build together on just sets that you purchase. This one goes on this side, kind of sealing up that ear, and then we're going to do that again. This piece that's hiding back here. Going to do it over here on this side. There we go. I still am really amazed at how quickly we're going through these bags. I dump them out and I think, oh, here we go. This is going to be involved. And then it's not. It goes really, really fast. Just kind of cruising. Makes you feel so accomplished. We want it to go this way. Those little quarter circles always get me. All right, bag 14. The little picture up here. You can see that. Obviously we're making his eyes, but it looks kind of creepy. Gonna be a fun part here. You couldn't fall asleep last night. Oh wait, before we do that, let's put these on. And I was laying there and I was thinking, you know, there's been a lot of improvement in the Friends line. Well, actually, let me explain this a little bit better. I was thinking that building, you know, we want to start a city. I know I've told you that before. But I also want to have a Friends city, and I'd like to have different kind of dioramas of either different historical times or different things like that. You know, just kind of like a, I don't know, 4x5 foot area that you're able to just like create kind of a whole scene that you can just kind of build off of a little Western town or a medieval town, that kind of idea. And I was thinking about the Friends city that I want to do, and I'm just getting so excited with all the sets coming out, trying to work on collecting them. They've really improved their style of building with that, because when it originally came out, and when my girls started to get into it many years ago now, they kind of were building it very similar to the way that a lot of the city stuff is built now. Just kind of not really a complete building. Hold up, we've got this piece which is in this lovely pale yellow, and then they're wanting us, oh, okay, it's a disc piece, but it's got the eye printed on it, so they want us to put it on this. It's kind of creepy, actually. And put it in there. You shouldn't see that much of somebody's eye. And then they're going to put this rod through it to hold it all in. But it's got to go all the way through. Now, how are we going to do that? That's, ow. I'm going to try pushing it on the book. Okay, I made a horrible sound, but we got it in there. And then this goes onto here. Yeah, this is kind of disturbing. Let's leave the eye over there for a second. But the city stuff it's really cool, and I love it, but a lot of the buildings, they don't really look like buildings. They're kind of partial and made much more for play and very open, which is totally fine. But if you're actually trying to make a city that looks like a city, then it becomes difficult, and you almost have to take those and kind of build onto them. The Friends sets that are being released now, a lot of them, the buildings are not necessarily 100% completely closed in. So they may be open on the back or something, but it's actually fine because I can't find my piece. Where'd it go? Wow, it was right here. It's majorly hiding from me. You can completely make it work with the way that the buildings are. Now we're going to have to do this again. I'll make that horrible sound probably. That one didn't sound too horrible. Put his other eye on here. It kind of makes you nauseous. The way those eyes are. That's just horrible. Looks like they do have him angled in a little bit. Oh. Okay, they're actually going to have to angle in more because that piece is going to have to go on. We've got to cover up these eye sockets. It's just really creepy looking. But with the city thing, you know, sets, you couldn't necessarily do that as well. And I'd love to see them actually be able to do better at that, so you could actually really work the current sets in more to a city instead of having to modify them so much. I'm really actually excited about what they've been doing with the Friends line because of that. But another one that I would line that I would really love to see this done in is Disney. Because if you think about it, almost all of the sets that are made with that, you have Snow White's cottage that was just made, or the dwarf's cottage that was made. And so you've got some big places like that, but there's not a lot of sets that you could use to actually set up like a Disney world, a fantasy kind of world with the Disney characters in it. This is going to go up here. That helps a bit. There we go. Let's forehead in. Oh, we need to put some hot dogs for eyebrows. Who knew? A black hot dog would be such a good eyebrow. I hadn't ever really thought about actually trying to build up, I don't know, a Disney world. I guess you would have to kind of have it where you had a big area and it was like you kind of traveled between the different movies, so to speak, or something. But wouldn't that be fun? But you'd have to kind of do that all on your own, because there's not, you could pull some. I mean, you could get Elsa's castle, you could get, the Beauty and the Beast castle is way too small, and the Cinderella one that they did, it doesn't compare at all. And maybe that, I mean, that's where you would have to, I have the Snow White, but I never really got into collecting the other ones, and so I'm probably, unfortunately, a bit behind there to use some of them. But it's an interesting thought, and it would be kind of cool to see. Kind of thing being improved upon. I want to make sure that I have this in here right, because I don't feel like this is... Oh no. I've made a mistake. Oh no, I'm going to have to pull this out completely. Pull this up. This one right here, I had it put in wrong. It needs to go like that. And then this would go on. Now we should be able to put this on correctly, because this goes... That's still weird to me. Oh, because there's a hole here. I think there's still supposed to be a hole left in there. But what I don't get is these right here are going in where they're not actually having the attachment here in this little recess part. There's nothing to, but I guess that they don't, maybe it doesn't need it. There's enough connection points. There can be a hole underneath of it. No point in wasting pieces if you don't have to, right? Oh, that's how we're going to seal up that hole. Put two of those in it. Make some little tufts of hair up there. Very genius. But now that I've been thinking about setting up these different worlds and cities, I'm getting more and more anxious to actually make it happen. I have to start putting my mind to where they can fit in the house. I'm afraid they're just gonna, I might have to actually get rid of some current furniture and replace it with a little world. I mean, who needs a china cabinet anyways, right? When you can have a whole world. I am really struggling with exactly where this is going. I think it's going all the way up in there. Yep. It's a little tricky there. That one goes goes up in there. You see that? Oops. Oh, that's a little tricky. This is kind of a new idea of how they're kind of closing those up. Okay, we're going to do the same side, I believe, for over here. We're just going to do the opposite. View. Oh, nope, I'll hit that piece. We need this piece. Trying to figure out if I did that on the other one. I didn't. Oops. I'm going to take this piece up right here because I didn't catch that there was supposed to be one of these underneath of it. I'm going to double check that I was supposed to. Yes, I was. And I forgot. So now we do have this one correct. Put that here. I don't know why my eyes skip things like that. It's because I'm trying to move too quickly. Push that in there. Constantly having to remind myself that I need to slow down. It's a song by Alabama that talks about being in a hurry to get things done, rushing and rushing. Yep, that's me. I'm not satisfied that I have these two pieces left over, so I know I've forgotten them somewhere, and I'm going to go find out what I did wrong. Oh no, you won't believe where I missed these pieces out. Okay, I'm going to take off his little forehead here, and they go in underneath here on this blue part, which is really actually helpful because that blue was showing. Wow, I really missed that one, didn't I? There we go. All right, last bag. We still have to work on covering up those eye sockets. They're still kind of looking funny over here. Nope, that's the wrong angle. I'm going to put this one and this one. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing this right. Goes over here. But exactly where, I'm unsure. It doesn't go. I'm guessing it just goes right there. Yeah, it looks that way for the other side, where you can see it a little bit clearer on the instructions. It's been a whole week and we've been waiting for insurance to get everything figured out in order to replace all of our electronics that blew when the lightning hit our house. And we finally got, actually surprised it only took a week. They did really, really well. But it's all sorted out and super excited that we actually we got to order everything today. I thought we were going to be able to go pick it up in the stores, but the things that we wanted were, you actually had to order. Because they didn't stock those in the stores. Of course, we had to pick the models that they didn't stock as well, but I was able to get some really, really fabulous deals, some really nice equipment, so I'm very excited. It's going to take about a week to get everything in. I told my husband yesterday that I was completely spoiled. Well, actually, the interesting thing is that when I received my brain injury, oh, this is fun. I've got like the old-fashioned, I like to think of them as the old-fashioned buccaneer sword. When I had my received my brain injury, a few years ago. The permanent damage that it caused, one of the consequences of it was it made me extraordinarily sensitive to sound. But in an odd way. I wasn't able to at first to handle very much sound at all, or noise if it was too loud. Now I'm fine with that as long as it is a very, I guess the way you would say it would be kind of a pure note. So if the speakers are not, higher quality, then I'm going to react. And I'm talking about react as in I will have a horribly searing pain go through my head. And it's very uncomfortable. And it looks like I've become a complete snob about music and singers and stuff, but it's like there's certain singers and I'm just like, I know that they are hitting the note properly. I'm not criticizing that. But it's maybe kind of an odd note or something. I don't know. There's certain notes I cannot handle. And like if they're hitting a note in a certain octave or something, and I'm like, nope. And my family will have to very quickly rush to turn it off. Or let me see, I'm trying to make sure I'm putting these in here right, or I will really start to struggle. And so because of that, I've become very particular about the speakers. Did I do that right? I didn't do this one right. They have a little picture on the instructions. That one goes that way. And these go right. I thought I was looking and doing them right, but these need to go this way. Oh, I see, because the whiskers need to move this way and not up and down. Now I think I have them in there right. So we've been listening to, if we turn on the television, we've been having to listen to it through the TV speakers, and oh my goodness, those are horrible. It does, oh, there we go. One didn't want to snap down. I really had to kind of push it there, but it did. So I'm super excited to actually get our receiver in and actually be able to hook it up to the better speakers in the theater system, because it's actually been a little bit uncomfortable listening to the other speakers. It's not a problem that I enjoy having, but it is just so funny how your brain actually works. And now, how do you go on there? How did I just do that on the other side? Oh, that's funny. I was putting it on wrong. Most of the time when you look at speakers, price dictates a lot. The more expensive the speaker goes, the better the quality is probably going to be. And Matt is so much more content he doesn't notice as big of a problem with. They have it like this and they want me to pull something in. I think they're wanting me to pull the whiskers in. Not sure what they're wanting me to pull in there. All right, we're going to turn it around like this. He'll be like, oh, this is a nice speaker. And I'm like, oh, that's awful. That hurts. And he's just looking at me like, okay. So weird what our brain can do. I definitely did not appreciate my brain and how much it controls until after the injury, and then it became very apparent that everything is run through it. That's his nose. Oh. That's really sweet. We're going to put it in here. It's going to attach all, wow, look at that. His muzzle comes out quite a ways, which really makes him look nice. It's really sweet. Oh, look, we get to cover up his eye sockets. That's exciting. Let's see, where is it going here? Oh, it goes this way. I was trying to put it in the opposite way. We need 2 of those because, let me put this into this piece first. And then we'll turn it around and do that. Oh, it's nice to kind of cover up those eyes. Now he's looking handsome. Not that he wasn't looking handsome before. And put these, yeah, they just go straight in like that. Very nice. Very, very nice. I have never actually worked with a creepy Lego set before, but that one was a little much. Oop, turn that over. Trying to figure out exactly where in the world that this is going to. It looks like it's going there. Get it to snap down in there. I hope so, because that is in there pretty solid now. Oh, they want us to actually put it on his head. Okay, so there's connection points here and little clasps here, and then we have these things here and here. So we're gonna have to pop it all in there. Oh, okay. And then his neck does turn because, oh, I'm going to have to zoom out. He's gotten really big. It's so cute. Oh my God. This is one of those sets that doesn't even, you stop thinking of it as being bricks and it becomes something, it becomes a piece of art that you're doing. Push it back just a bit. There is magic in this set. I can't say enough about this set. It has been so enjoyable to build. Been very relaxing. And at the same time, you're creating this unbelievable work of art. Like, there's certain sets, it's like that has to be displayed somewhere where everybody can see it in the house because it is just... Now, how in the world... It would be very helpful if I had done this first part correctly. All right, let's start a bit over, shall we? That was never going to work the way that I had it done. These go here. I had it one step too far out or something. And then, now that we have that fixed, what a disaster. We can put that in. Convinced that it's going, this one goes on this side. Convinced that I'm always going to have an issue. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I had to just get it in right. I was like, that's not going to fit in, but it did. Oh, now wait a minute. This isn't the right color. This little piece that we had underneath of his cheek, I put the wrong color on. Look at that. This one was supposed to be this color. Wow, I didn't even realize I did that. I did it right on the other side. I had to go back through the entire book and actually try to figure out what in the world. So now we can do this. Absolutely incredible how many times I mess up. I sometimes wonder if I'm ever actually going to get better at it, or if this is just going to be the way I always build. His little tongue. Oops. I think I put that one in wrong. He needs to go over here. That looks more natural. And then there must be some sort of connection point. Oh, it's deep in there. It's those little green hooks that we can... Oh, wow. He is so handsome. Look at him. Isn't he absolutely fabulous? And he can tilt his head. Well, I'm sure there's no way that you're not impressed too. He was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we were able to build him together. So I will see you again soon with another awesome build.